This strip plot is very similar to the volume plot. Strip plot will draw a scatter plot rather than this continuous curve. So we will use sns.stripplot for this. Pass in your data, which is tips. On the x-axis, let's say we want day. On the y-axis, we want total bill. Let's plot this. And rather than a volume plot, which had the distribution of the data, this will give us the exact data points using a scatter plot. If you want to use different colors, once again, you can pass in the hue parameter here for the same category. Now remember, if you pass in the same category as you have on the X, it will just change the color palette for this. If you pass in a different category, it will split the data for that category for you. Now if you look at the docstring, we have our data X and Y hue, and then we have a parameter called jitter and dodge. Now here, let's say you want to use a separate category for 6. Now you have this overlap between the data points for both male and female, right? So for that, to separate that, we can use a dodge parameter and pass in as true, and it will separate the categories for both male and for female data. Now apart from this, we also have a jitter parameter. What the jitter does is it will form all of these data points in a straight line. So let's check this out. We have data called tips. On x-axis we have day. On y we have total bill. For hue, let's go with day for now, and then we have jitter. Let's make this true. Jitter is given true by default. When jitter is true, we have data like this. All of the categorical data, all of these data points are spread out, so you can see each of the individual data points. If you pass false for this, all of the data will form in a straight line. However, it's very hard to differentiate between individual data points here. If you want to separate this for a different category as well, you can do that.